Good afternoon. Today I would like to introduce you a very famous poem written by a very famous poet in Vietnam. It's called The Nation of the South, Nam Quốc Sơn Hà. Firstly, I would like to give you some general information about the poem. In Vietnam, we usually use poem to describe the beauty of the nation, the love of the couples, and the fruitful harvest. In Vietnam, poems are also used as a mental weapon to encourage the soldiers and to fight against the enemies to protect the country. That's the reason why I choose the poem Nam Quốc Sơn Hà to present to you. And here is the English version of the poet. In the South Nation resides the Southern Emperor. This fate is written in the book of heaven. With no reason, the aggressor invade this soil. The state invaders will suffer irreversible destruction. To understand more about the poem, I will have you to understand more about the topic. As you know, the freedom is the state of being free or at liberty or at independence. It means when we are free, we are our external control or interference or the regulation. So we can understand that the national freedom is the freedom of a country. And in the long history of Vietnam, we suffer 100 years under the external control by the French and the American colonies, and before that we suffer about 1,000 years of domination by the northern invaders. That's the reason why the national freedom is the first and foremost concern of Vietnam during the long history. The national identity, including the passionate patriotism and the high awareness of sovereignty and the freedom of the countries, are the concern of Vietnamese people, and we call it nationalisms. Now let's see the content and the culture of the poem. The first sentence: in the South Nation resides the Southern Emperor. So here we can see the subject, the Southern Emperor, is converted at the end of the sentence after the verbs, and the adverb of place, the South Nation, is converted to the beginning of the sentence. With this sentence, the author want to state the country's sovereignties, and it is undeniable to fix the Chinese-Vietnamese frontier, and it is powerful to protect the countries from the invaders. The second sentence: this fate is written in the book of heaven. So the fact that the Southern Emperor reside in the Southern Nation is shown and fixed in the heaven above. So it is the truth, the fact. So no one can deny the fact. And this sentence also reflects the ability of the self-control and the self-affirmation of the country. It also considered as the base of reason and beliefs to let invaders be aware that they need to respect the independence of the country in the south and the emperor of the southern southern nation. The third sentence: with no reason the aggressor invade this soil. So there's no reason for any outsiders coming and invading this soil or this nation. So the author show his anger or the indignation and objection towards the wrong, immoral, and absurd invasion of the Empire of the North of the China. The fourth sentence, the said invaders will suffer a irreversible destruction. So in this sentence, you can see the determination and the strong will of the emperor and the people in the nation of the South. And the poet also mentions the punishment for the crucial invaders if they invade the countries in the South. The author or the poet also shows the unanimous spirit between the emperor, the army, and the people of that Viet country. So with just only 4 sentences and 7 words in one sentence, but the poem claims distinguished sovereignty of that Viet territory. And this poem also proves that the aggression to dispose of opponents out of the country is completely unreasonable and rational and legitimate. And one more thing, the poem reveals the strong will and unanimous spirit of the emperor and the country of the South Shore, with the constant effort to protect the country. How about the meaning of the poem in the history of Vietnam? So with this poem, provoke the strong patriotism of the soldier at that time, and it was also the eloquent indictment to show the invaders' guilty and trenchant statement about the independence of our country. And with this poem, the Vietnamese shows a crest into the strong invader spirit and the willpower. So the poem has encouraged the soldiers' spirit. So we want in the battery. This poem also demonstrates the patriotism, the resilience, and the solidarity of Vietnam. Because of the importance of this poem in the history, it is considered as the first Vietnamese declaration of independence. And nowadays, the poem still play important roles in Vietnamese life because it has inspired the young people to eager to continuously study and protect the country. Thank you for your listening.